Okay, I have shared two slides. The first one is API authentication with passport, right? And then the second one is JWT authentication with JWT. We try to finish these two today. So then that's the end of our lesson on API, right? So this is the last topic for API. Once once we finish the two slides, then that's the end of the lesson. So yeah, we are going to work from the place API. Alright, kena cari balik ya. Cari balik place API. Module 2 you have module 2 3 you have project. Right, module 2 3 you have project. It's an app that's connected to an API, right? An app that's connected to an API. So dia gabung. So you will submit next module. Okay, so open the folder CD REST API. Alright, make sure that you open it on Sublime. No assessment. No assessment. Well, bad as well, tak ada assessment because I'm not sure you faham or not. Alright, I'm not sure you faham or not. Everyone has been very quiet. So no assessment also is not sure good or not. Okay, so you can open your post API. Sorry, your places API. Make sure that everything is okay. Try to remember the code because I think it has been a while since you do it. I think 2 weeks. Masa I kat Istanbul last time we did it. Localhost 808080/API. Welcome to my API /places. Alright, you will get the places. Yeah, I think it was before 16 September. So looking at the thing, it was before 16 September we created this API. Alright. So you just make sure that you open the file here, you run the file properly on Chrome, and then we will continue after this. Right? So once you're done, you let me know. We will continue and look at the slide. Okay, once everything is okay, let me know. All right, everything is okay. But for this moment, just make sure that you can run it. Right, make sure you can run it, and then and then you open the code as well, and then make sure you open the code as well. Okay, so once you are done, the next assignment, right? We start with an assignment, not assignment lah. Kita buat latihan dulu. I want to see if you remember or not. All right, create a user with the following. So revision, all right. Create a user schema with the following fields and validation. So you will create a user schema. A user schema will have a username. Username need to be unique and required. It will have a password. Password need to be unique and required. So once you create the schema, import the user into the controller and create an API to register and login. So latihan tiga activity, three activity, tiga latihan. So create a user schema, number one, import the user into controller and then create API to register and login. Okay, cuba try to do it 10 minutes. I want to see if you remember or not. Kalau tak sia-sia kita baca API. Sorry. Tadi, just now I open on my mic. Actually, I was giving answer for this one, tapi I perasan yang mic tu tak buka tadi. Okay, baru dengar. Sorry ya. So just now I was explaining just now. Tak perasan mic tutup. So this is the answer, alright, almost similar to place.js, alright. So I copy exactly from place.js, and then I change based on the question lah, username and password, type string required true unit true. Actually I explained tadi, tapi I baru perasan benda ni dia tutup. And then I want to tell you, right, this is the reference, right. So in case part of your work, right, so some of you, congratulations to Raj, already got work, right. So part of the work, maybe require you to add validation, right. Sini pun sama, sini pun sama. So some of the exercise might require to build API, require validation. So make sure that the keyword is validation, right. So the question says, kalau question tu kata ada validation, right. So these are the validation that is required. Your username unit required. So you look at any documentation. Doesn't really matter if you're doing mongodb, you look mongodb validation, right. For example, some of you learn Laravel as well, so Laravel validation. So if the project is on Laravel, then you do Laravel validation, right. Normally when you build a backend, right, there must be a part that explains about validation, right. So this is the reference that I use for this part. So since just now I mute, so I will just let you copy back in case you have not copied this part.
Sir, boleh tengok place.js?
Place.js ni? Tak ada apa tak ubah apa place.js.
Tak ada, just nak confirm.
Okay. Place.js saya tak ubah apa dari tadi. Saya cuma tambah ni je lah. Saya bagi masa sikit untuk diorang fikir.
Thank you, sir.
Alright. Okay, bila dah sudah, once you have done that, import this inside index.js. Jadi kat situ controller, but controller we don't have. So import it inside index.js. Okay, and then you will create the login and register function. So basically, you have to know that login and register, register is actually, it's not difficult, right? Because register is actually the create part, right? We already learned RUD, yeah. So lepas ni anything, if you learn how to create API or everything, the basic is only CRUD, right? Create, read, update, delete. So register is actually the create part, login is actually the read part, right? Fine, right? So if you know how, if you remember how to do this, normally no problem, no issue. Alright, so login is actually create. Sorry, login is actually read. Register is actually create. So I can do router dot post. Right, login is register and login both post. So function right rest. Right. So var ini macam place lah macam place var user, alright, var user equals to new user, user dot username equals to rec dot od dot username, user dot password equals to rec dot od dot password, user dot save function air. So if air rest.send air else, right, rest.json message user successfully registered. Okay, so that's for register. Okay. Last sebelum maghrib. Alright. So login.
Nak tengok yang macam mana saya import user tu jap.
Okay, boleh. Sama macam place lah macam place. Already
Boleh saya tunjuk saya punya error sekejap.
Boleh tak? Ya. Okay.
Kan import macam ni je kan?
Betul.
So error dia
router.post macam tak cukup klik bracket lah atas tu. Cukup tak? Cuba buat 212 tu. Buat lagi klik bracket 212.
212.
Line 212 atas lagi. Before router.post tu cuba buat klik bracket macam tak cukup satu. Klik bracket. Is it that? Bukannya betul, sorry bukan. Buang lah. Tengok apa dia tulis kat bawah. Yep. Comma, lepas register kena ada comma.
Okay, thank you sir. Sekejap.
Correct.
Alright.
Okay. I think login kita buat lepas maghrib sebab I baru teringat. Kan kalau tak lupa macam takut you lupa how to test. Aku tadi pun Faiz terlupa how to test API. Right. Verify.
Aduh.
So, host 8080 API register. Right, this is how to test the API. So you imagine kalau you tak buat seminggu you dah lupa. Apatah lagi kalau tak buat hari-hari kan. So you have to do this every day. Saya pun balik bercuti pun adalah benda-benda lupa sikit. Alright, this one I put my email for example. Alright, this one I put password, any password. Alright. So this is how you test the API. Make sure that you get users successfully registered. Once you get users successfully registered, the registered API is okay. Buka mongodb, right? Buka mongodb. You go to your database. Alright, inside your database, browse collection. Right, you should have collection. Ni yang ini hari tu wallet aja saya kan. So you can have two projects. Right, go back to your places project. For this one, I4.0. I pun baru tahu benda ni. For this. Go back to your places project and then look for the collection users. Inside user collection, you should get the user just username, this one and password. Right, so that's the objective to register. After this we do login. Make sure that you can test first, and then if you can test, that's it. We see, jumpa baliklah dalam pukul 8 malam. If you can try and see first how to do login, you try and see how to do login first. Okay, any problem with register?
Saya ada.
Okay, boleh tengok. Pergi balik dekat user.js or raw kan? Raw. I think your code. Pergi balik dekat user.js. You tak export. Ada satu line tak export. Ada satu line tertinggal. Cuba tengok place.js. Tengok bawah sekali tu ada kan module export. You tertinggal itu. Okay.
User sir, bukan register kan?
User lepas tu user schema lah. Okay, save, tengok bawah. Okay, try one more time. Ada problem tu, kenapa tu? Kita tengok apa error je? Error belah kanan.
Reset.
Belah kanan. Tengok dekat ni, dekat console. It's not fine. Index.js line 219 Index.js line 219. User var user equals to new user, var username right the body. If user.save err, dia bukannya regress. User.save err, regress. err ya, bukan rest. err rest buang. Okay. Itu kenapa tu user ni dah masuk tu. Tadi dia masuk. So cuba pergi balik database, buang and then try again.
Alright.
Okay. Anyone has any more problems? Okay, if you are done, I see you at 8. Alright, so if you have time, if you want to try, you try to do login. You try to do login. Login also is a post, right? Login also is a post. I will give you
Cancel.
So okay, where slow Mongoose query, right? So this is the reference Mongoose find. So you pandai-pandai lah ya. You're not pandai-pandai ya. You only have 2 more weeks left. So you gonna pandai lah, right? You gonna pandai read the documentation and then see how to do login. Okay, so I see you at 8 p.m. Okay, sambung login. So router.post login function regress user dot. I'm going to tengok reference because I also don't remember everything. Query ya. Query. Find one. Alright, so user find one. User dot find one. This one we have done, eh? So username equals to rec.body.username. Right, password equals to rec.body.password. So this is what I want to search. Right, this is what I want to search. Once I search it, I will have function error user. Alright, sama ada I jumpa ataupun I have an error. That's what function error user. Either I find it or I so this one okay, this one close this one close this one tak ada, and then there's another one over here. Alright, just bracket. Okay, so if res.send error, right, so then else, ini yang Walid tanya kan, sometimes if tu kan ada else, right? Make sure if tu ada else. So if user, alright, else res.json, alright, message user not found. Okay, and then if user, then res macam ni lah. Okay, so I cari username je. So if user dot password equals to rec.body dot password, I will do res.send successfully login, right? Message successfully login, else res.send message wrong password. Okay, so you this is how to log in. Cuba fahamkan what it does, right? Try to understand how the code works. And try, right? Try and then understand what the code works as well. Okay, how to test. Kita begini change this to login. So there are three scenario. The first scenario is username password okay. Alright, if username and password okay, you will get successfully login. Second scenario is I put password wrong, so I will get wrong password. The third scenario is I put user that does not exist. So if I put user that does not exist, I should get user not found. Alright, so you can test the three scenario. Okay, dia bagi contoh So this one bagi contoh So successfully three scenario you cuba tiga benda. Back and forth checking as well. So yang pertama tu ialah user successful and then user error. User not found. Okay, kalau dah sudah, let me know as well. Alright, kalau dah sudah, let me know as well, and then we will do. We only done the first part. Alright, after this there is a second part which is encryption and everything. So we only done this part. After this we will do encryption. I will tell you about encryption and everything. I will teach you about encryption. Semua working, alright. So semua working. Okay, so since it works, at least for this, so I'm confident that my code work, right? Since it work at least for Wali, I'm confident that the code works. So this is your database, right? This is your database. Your database store password like that, right? So by right, this is not okay, right? So by right, you cannot store password like that, right? Inside any project, inside any ni apa sekolah menengah SPM boleh lah macam ni if you doing final year project for SPM can, right? But by right you cannot do it, right? By right password need to be encrypted, alright, before being stored inside a database. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to encrypt the password. To encrypt the password, I'm going to use bcrypt note. Right, I'm going to use bcrypt note module. So I will open another tab, and then I will do npm install bcrypt note. So npm install bcrypt note. So this is the one that going to be used to save, to encrypt the password before saving. And then this code, right, add a pre-save inside user schema. So I go to user.js. Under user schema before module export. So under user schema before module export, I will add user schema pre-save. So before saving, I will do the following. So before saving, I will do this following function called back. So var user equals to this. So if user is modified password, return callback. So return callback. If not, bcrypt.gensalt. Bcrypt.gensalt 5 function error salt. So if error, return callback error. If not, bcrypt.hash. User dot password salt num, right, password salt null function error hash. So if return callback then user dot password hash, and then user dot password equals to hash, and then return callback. Okay, cuba tambah dulu. I think once you are done, you register another user. So maybe ni fake user pun is okay. You do fake user also can. 11@gmail.com. Something is wrong. Sepatutnya dia kena keluar juga yang macam tadi. So I will double check my code. So var user equals to this. If user is modified password, return callback bcrypt gensalt file function error salt. If error, return callback app. bcrypt.hash user.password salt null function error hash. If error, return callback error. User.password equals to hash callback. And then curly bracket. Okay, mana salah ya? Kejap here. Okay, something is still wrong. API register, so I think semicolon where semicolon sebenarnya tak wajib, but let me see. Semicolon normally tak wajib unless if I make a mistake somewhere. Let me try to read one more time. So user before save function called back. So var user equals this. If user is not modified password, return callback. So pcrypt.gensalt 5 function error salt. If error, return callback error. pcrypt.hash user.password. Salt null function error hash. If error, return callback error. User.password hash. Callback clear bracket betul dah. Wait, so we try postman. Let's try this first. Okay, let me try something. Okay. Okay, something is wrong here. Oh, sorry. I lupa import. So var bcrypt equals to require bcrypt. So var bcrypt equals to require bcrypt dash load. Okay, baru lupa. Okay, so let me see. Var bcrypt equals to require bcrypt. Okay, so I will try one more time. All right, I should have, okay, user successfully registered, and then you refresh. You've refreshed the thing, all right? You refresh user browser, then you should see the user. This is what we call an encrypted password. All right, this is what we call an encrypted password. Okay, you can try first. Thanks, Kesavan, for trying to help. Tapi semicolon actually is not compulsory, right? So that one. In JavaScript, right? In PHP, in other language, may be compulsory. In JavaScript, it is not compulsory. Okay. Okay, cuba dulu and then let me know if it's okay. Walid or anyone, let me know if it's okay. Nak tambah air dah. Okay, Faiz kau okay.
Sir. Saya punya dia dapat yang macam tadi yang dia tunjukkan di bracket ni.
Ini kan var bcrypt equals to require bcrypt node.
Yang tu dah letak dah.
Dah buat npm install bcrypt tu dah buat.
npm install bcrypt tu dah.
Dah buat share ni kan bcrypt dash node npm install bcrypt dash node.
npm dah buat dah.
Coba Okay, screen. Cuba gantikan arrow notation bahagian kedua tu dengan function. Dua-dua tu gantikan. Sebab takut tak masuk. Gantikan semua sebab ini saya tak berapa ni. Gantikan dengan function ya. Dia callback tu tak silap saya kalau ada arrow callback dia tak boleh pakai. Kalau pakai arrow tu callback tu dia tak masuk dekat bawah. Jadi adalah benda-benda yang sangat sensitif sikit kalau pakai arrow notation. So technically kalau you pakai satu layer okay, tapi kalau if you have multiple layer kan, you have to be careful especially with macam parameter ni, I rasa dia tak masuk kat dalam. Bila pakai arrow tadi. So dia ada sedikit dia ada sedikit some theory lah about
ES6 saya.
ES6 tu. Dia callback tu maksudnya dekat sini je. Once you have arrow, callback tu dia tak masuk. Dia ada benda-benda macam tu sikit. Kalau dia pakai arrow notation. Kalau you nak more detail, dia kena cari bahagian scope in arrow notation, arrow function. This is the reference lah, right? If dia ada benda-benda yang dia tapi a little bit you can read about it. Some of the thing dia takkan pas ke dalam kalau pakai arrow notation.
Thank you sir.
Okay, so once that's done, that's what we call encryption. So I will explain to you what these codes mean. All right, so this one before saving the user, run the following function. Right, so that's what it means. Before saving the user, run the following function. Okay, so if there is no change with password, right, ni normally edit lah, right? So just return, right? Just return lah, return. So return ni maksudnya just save lah, save the password. Return here means save the user and username and password. Right, return. Okay, then generate a sort. Generate a random 5 letters. That's what it means, sort. Generate a 5 random letters. If there is an issue with sort generation, sort ni ya, random 5 letters. Macam error lah, alright, error.
Memang kena 5 Hasan.
Sebab kita I letak 5. Nak tak 7, 8, 9, 10 pun boleh. Tapi dekat sini tak 5 lah. Right. Ini yang dekat nombor ni ya. This number. Okay. Now hash the password and salt. Alright, hash the password and salt. Maksudnya encrypt the password plus salt. Alright. So if encryption is okay, then save the password. Right, save the password. Okay, so I think when I comment like this, I think it makes more sense what each of the lines do. Cuma I want to highlight more on this. I want to focus on line 19 first. So I let you, if you want to take notes, I let you take notes sekejap sampai 8.35, and then I will focus on line 19.
Sir.
Yes.
So memang standard procedure simpan password dalam database encrypted.
Mesti kena macam tu. Melainkan kalau you buat projek kerajaan. What happened last week? Masa I dekat Istanbul, you kan
database tu.
Database kan? Database issue. Database issue.
Kena jual kat mana? Dark market
Dark web. Dark web.
Dark web.
LHTN kan. So if not, that's what happened. But no lah, it's not only database lah. It's not only the password. Sometimes benda-benda lain kan, sensitive information, IC and everything also people can sell. Do you guys know have I been pawned? Tahu tak? Have I been pawned?
Oh, yang website kita kalau kena hack ah?
Correct. So you can go there, you can check if you just put your email. I pun dah kena I pun dah kena hack dah, right? Some of them kan. So of course you will see a lot of rate for me. And then we tell you lah, right, who causes me to, siapa yang hack I, right? Siapa yang, from where my data. So I just to make sure that password ni dah tak boleh guna balik lah, right? If I use this password, so make sure that I don't use this password elsewhere. And then I rasa you perasan kot, sometimes Google Chrome also give you Google Chrome also give you amaran kan, if the password is being breached or something, but you can check IP address pun kena.
JavaScript pun kena kan?
Ha?
JavaScript?
Lama dah 2017, right? So if you have semua ni. Okay, so that's if you want to check.
Kena change password lah kalau kan.
You kena make sure that this password you don't use somewhere else. Macam ni kan, password JavaScript kan, you kena ingat lah what's your JavaScript password. Kena make sure tak guna kat tempat lain. Macam banyak lah kan, shopback ni pun bila masa lah saya register shopback. Shopback, ni PTX, semua kalau yang geographic ni, kalau yang ada macam ada kan, physical address ni lagi gila ni, alright. So they even know where I live.
Bahaya tu.
So yang job street tu. So that's what happened to LHTN as well. LHTN tu dia tahu sampai detail tu, LHTN, SSM and everything. So kalau ni password, all this password dia tahu tau. So siapa mana yang ada password, dia tahu dah password. Password hints, ni password ni dia tahu password, ni password hints. Some of it hash password, user and hash password. So you baca lah Ini text password. So maksudnya website ni dia tak encrypt. You baca kan. So this one confirm dia tahu. So you tengok, some of it is encrypted password. The password cryptography were probably done and quickly resolve back to plain text. So maknanya ini memang password dah kantoi. So yang ni dia tak boleh password ni, dia such as without of data, without a password, dia tak discovered. Ini tak ada password lah, but yang ini kan, yang ini hash password. Hash password maksudnya is not the password, is the hash.
Hash dia dah kena hack.
Inilah hack. Ni kan, ni hash password. Canva is hash password. Data was alright. So inilah. So you baca password reset and everything. Ini hash password. So how hash password works, alright? So yang ni, for example, I can show you MD5 encryption. Alright, MD5 encryption. You can see together lah. You can see together. Okay, so let's say that I put a password. That password is password. Okay.
Random letters ah?
No, it's not random letters. Dia memang sentiasa macam tu. Alright. Dia sentiasa macam tu, right? So if I put password, dia macam tu juga, right? It's always like that, right? It's always like that. Jadi Faiz tak datang kelas, Faiz tak datang modul 1, so susah sikit nak terangkan. But if you remember Caesar Cipher, kalau Faiz tak datang, Faiz boleh tengok lah Caesar Cipher. If you remember, ingat tak Caesar Cipher? Do you remember Caesar Cipher? Siapa yang whoever who tahu modul 1?
Yang 13 letters tu kan?
Correct kan? Yang 13 letters.
Saya tanya dulu. Orang apa yang guna cipher ni?
Orang guna Caesar lah. Alright, so untuk Faiz lah, right? Tengok, dia sentiasa is always the same. Alright, it's always the same password. Kan? I letak password pun dia sentiasa sama. So basically, kalau maksudnya there is a function, alright, there is a function that transform this letter into this code. Right? There is a function. Tak kisahlah function tu formula. Alright, dia macam it's just like Caesar Cipher lah. There is a function that transform this one, this letter into this letter. Okay. Itu that's encryption. That's MD5 lah. Dia encryption ni there are a lot of types, right? But I nak bagi you nampak senang. Kita mulakan dengan MD5 lah, right? But the important is you understand the concept. So let's say that dalam database, let's see that inside the database, alright, I see these letters, alright. I nampak perkataan ni, I nampak faiz@gmail.com using this I nampak walid@gmail.com using this password. So Faiz and Walid, let's say that I can see the same password. So what is the conclusion?
Senang hack.
The conclusion is Faiz and Walid is using the same password. Kan? Let's say that kalau kat Faiz I nampak macam ni kan. Faiz punya password dalam database I see like this. Kan? I see E190AF. Walid@gmail.com also I see E19AF. So the conclusion is Faiz and Walid is using the same password. Betul ya?
Kalau sort the five random letters. Betul.
So itu yang I nak terangkan pasal sort. So let's say that okay lah, let's say I use so I have email, right? I have password. So I have Faiz ini apa sini kan. So I have faiz@gmail.com, alright, and then I have walid@gmail.com, right? So somewhere over here I might have K7, alright, K7@gmail.com. And K7 dia password dia lain lah, right? K7 the password might be hero hero 1234 something kan. So okay, so let's say that the database is like this, right? And then I nampak lah, okay, david@gmail.com. Gmail.com maybe dia pakai lain juga. Maybe dia buat David, David 12 like ada ni lah, something like this, alright? So you dapat lah, right? So inside the database, right, it's going to be something like this. So let's say that I have all this data, I hacker, right? I have all this data, I tengok Mamat ni Faiz dengan Walid ni kan, I tengok nombor yang sama. Alright, which means that Faiz, K7 ni the password is we don't know what, David we don't know what, right? But Walid and Faiz is the same password. Okay, so dia ada lah, there's a program that running on the backend lah, the query and everything kan. So if I know Faiz punya password, I can know Walid password as well. Okay, kalau saya tahu Faiz punya password, then I can know Walid password. So that's I hack it for the system. And you guys know that social hacking, you tahu tak? This is like hacking lah. There is another thing which is called social hacking. Tahu tak social hacking tu apa? I think you tahu ni, tapi ni lah. Dia ada hacking PC. So now I'm hacking the PC. So what I'm going to do? I'm going to social hacking. What is social hacking? Is the scene that you see in Now You See Me. Tengok Now You See Me.
Nampak? Tengok.
Tengok.
Kan yang Now You See Me yang flight scene tu. Now You See Me yang yang dia tanyakan, oh what's your cat and everything kan. This one. So this is what we call social hacking. So kalau saya boleh buat social hacking dekat Walid, then I can know Faiz and password as well. Alright, so I boleh buat macam ni kan. I can do something like this. Okay, now I get the password. Alright, so once I get the password, I know that since their encryption is the same, alright, since the encryption is the same, so once I hack one person, I can hack the other person. Okay, so that's how direct encryption works. Alright, that's how direct encryption works. So kalau if I don't have this line, alright, if I call directly like this, so I will end up like this. I will end up with something like this. So using social hacking, for example, kadang-kadang social hacking doesn't need to be like this, alright. Social hacking doesn't need to be like Now You See Me. Kan some of the people kan they just put password kan, you know kan, some people they just put dekat dalam satu dekat dalam dia punya komputer dia letak sticky notes, letak password and everything kan. You pernah jumpa orang macam tu? I selalu jumpa ada orang dia letak dekat atas meja and everything kan. So that is also part of social hacking, right? Which means that we hack it not using the system, we hack a person. So that's the danger of encrypting it right away. So that's why in this code, for example, right, in this code and in most of the code, we will generate a salt. Salt is a random 5 letters. Itu yang apa ni, itu yang apa jadi. Oh, tapi kalau ni so let's say that my password is password, I will add random 5 letters, right? It could be anything. Alright, so this one is right. I encrypt it. Alright, then it will become this. Alright. Ni Faiz punya. It's still password, but I will add 5 letters to it. Any 5 letters. Alright, it's random, right? And then so this one is Walid punya. So by having this, alright, ini of course, alright. So just now the password and by having this, there is no way for me to know if this guy is actually having the same password. Alright, but since this is different, so I cannot tell, alright, if these people are using the same password or not. Alright, so that's what salt is. Dalam bahasa yang mudah lah, alright. So that's dalam bahasa yang mudah, that's what salt is. So there is a good, tapi I bukan nak puji diri sendiri, but I think I explain it quite well. But right, there is another video that I think explain it quite well as well. I think it's this one. Alright, so it's the same thing. I baca ni, I watch the video. This is a good explanation.
Dandruff keeps coming back? Choose Head and Shoulders to be up to 100% dandruff free and itch free. Prevent it from coming back. Head and Shoulders. In recent videos,
so I took the video. I think this one also they explain it quite well as well. Right. So if you need another explanation of hash, salt and peppers, apa ni? Okay, if you need an explanation about this, you can watch this video. And then Han Academy, right? Han Academy. Yang ini kalau you buat diploma, this is diploma advanced lah. So level 5 normally we will go through this level 5. Level 4 we don't do. Right? I always talk about diploma kemahiran. Level 5 they have to know all this. Siapa yang nak buat diploma kemahiran? Cryptography. Han Academy. Right. So Han Academy has a good explanation of all this, including ni juga, including about Caesar cipher juga. Last time ni macam social hacking je ni. Last time I terang, did I tell you hari tu Walid tanya kan siapa pakai ni? Did you guys know how is being decrypted? Tahu tak kenapa? Tahu tak siapa yang pecahkan? Do you know how people hack Caesar cipher?
Tak tahu.
Okay.
Maksudnya bukan hari tu saya cakap cyber security ke yang guna.
Okay. Tak apa, saya terangkan ya. So Caesar cipher. Okay. Caesar cipher ya. So Caesar cipher. Let me explain back because I think kita malah. So basically Caesar cipher. Okay. So let's say that the word is hello Muzaffar. Okay, and then kita akan ini ABC kan. So hello Muzaffar, Profesor. Rod. Hello Muzaffar. Alright. And then the shift is 3. So shift ni macam kunci tau, macam kunci. So you know the code, I know the code. Okay. So saya hantar message dekat I send the code to Walid. I betul code Walid, dia punya code 3 ya. Dia punya code 3 ya. So then dia akan istilah HELLO kan, HIJK kan, HIJK kan, tambah 3 jadi IJK. Macam pelik ni. HIJK. Tak keluar aje. Macam tak betul je website ni. So let's see. Okay. Okay kan, ni macam mana? Hello Walid, hello Walid. So we decide tambah 3 so Walid dengan I tahulah. H-I-J-K, so dia akan fikir lah. E-F-G-H kan. L-M-N-O kan. Hello Walid. Okay. So dia tambah 3. Alright, so I dengan Walid tahu key dia 3. So dari sini, from here, Walid dia akan reverse balik lah. Okay, dia akan tolak 3. Alright, K. Tolak 3 jadi H. Alright, H tolak 3 jadi E. O tolak 3 jadi L. R tolak 3 jadi O. And then Z tolak 3 jadi W. Right, so that's what I say. I can do like okay Walid, every day we will change the number. Alright, we will change the number lah. Alright, that's how it works lah. That's what happened during zaman Julio Cesar dulu. Alright, during Julio Cesar's period, that's what happened every day. Ni, you all tengok tak cerita ni? You all tengok tak? Apa cerita? Sekejap.
Gladiator.
Bukan gladiator. Imitation game.
Oh, tengok.
Dia lebih kurang macam imitation game lah, right? If you ni kan. If you don't watch it, alright, it's a good film about computer security and everything. So if you don't watch it, you watch it. If dia macam tu lah, right? Every day we change code. Okay, so today is 3. Tomorrow is 5. Alright, suddenly it's 7. Right, and then I tahu, Walid tahu, but you guys don't know. So let's say that you get this letter, right? You get this letter, for example. By the time you find out what's the key, right? By the time you find out what's the key, we already change this number. We already change. Maybe I cakap lah, okay, kali pertama kita hantar 3, kali kedua kita hantar 7, kali ketiga kita hantar 13, or something like that. Right? We can decide something like that. So by the time you find out what's the message, then I already sent 10 letters already. I already sent 10 letters, 10 secret codes already to Walid. And then that's dia lebih kurang macam cerita ni lah, right? So if you don't watch it, I encourage you to watch it, alright? So that whatever that I tell you, it will make sense, alright? Whatever that I tell you now, it will make sense. But alright, macam cerita ini, so it's the same thing as this film as well. Whoever who watch this film, I don't want to spoil, alright? I don't want to spoil this, but macam cerita ini, this can easily be decrypted using probability. Alright, yang ini pun sama juga. Alright, nanti you akan tengok whoever who, siapa yang tengok kita diam je. Nanti you akan tengok lah how Caesar cipher has been used for berapa ratus tahun tau, beratus-ratus tahun, sampai somebody who discover this thing, frequency fingerprint exploration. Whoever who discovered this, I think they broke Caesar cipher. This is almost the same way as how Enigma code was broken. It's almost the same way. Siapa yang tak faham kena tengok cerita ni. Because let's say that I cakap senang ya. Hai Walid, jom hari ni kita pergi makan dekat kedai depan rumah. Jangan ajak Faiz, nanti dia sibuk nak ikut. Okay, let's say that this is the message, right? Encrypt. Okay, siapa tengok? You guys of course watch Wheel of Fortune, right? Mesti tengok kan Wheel of Fortune or Roda Impian, right?
Tengok.
Sempat saya.
So you tak sempat tengok?
Sempat.
Kalau dekat if inside Roda Impian ataupun Wheel of Fortune, what is the 5 letters yang paling banyak digunakan? R, S, T, L, N, E. Correct kan? Kali ni Wheel of Fortune. Dalam Roda Impian almost the same thing. I think M, N, K, G, but the letter is A. Because in any language, right? In any language, there will always be one letter yang paling banyak digunakan. Right? For English, that letter is huruf apa yang paling banyak digunakan dalam bahasa English?
R?
E lah. R, S, T, L, N, E. Kan? Untuk bahasa Melayu, huruf yang paling banyak ialah A kan. So how they crack it, alright, bila tengok kan frequency fingerprint exploration ni, how they crack the number is they will look for dekat bawah ni, dia akan tengok huruf apa yang paling banyak. Alright. Huruf yang paling banyak, the huruf yang paling banyak tu dia assume A. Alright. And then dia akan tengok lah, alright, kalau let's say that dia nampak, alright, ini paling banyak sekali D kan, everywhere you see D. So let me assume that this is A. Alright, so D ke A ialah 3. So dia akan cubalah, alright, dia akan cuba balik. Okay, kalau D tolak 3, A, make sense ke tak? Kalau tak make sense, then they will look for the second letter, which is M. Dia tahu, they know already what's the most common letter, and then they try to play around with it. So that's how Caesar cipher was broken, right? Because they use probability, they use statistic. Dia akan tengok huruf mana, they will look, which letter is a lot. So here D paling banyak. So they will assume that D ni A. So they play around, they reverse from D to A3, and then they akan go back 3 for everything, and then they will see if it makes sense or not. Kalau tak make sense, then they will go for the second letter, which is M. Lepas A, M. Dia akan tengok, okay, berapa jarak je, make sense or not. Kalau tak, dia akan pergi ke third letter, fourth letter. So that's how they break it. So sekali lagi, I tell you, whoever who's not watching this, whoever who have not watched this movie, can watch it on Netflix. You will see that that's almost. I'm not saying like that, but they in Enigma code also it was broken almost the same way, and that what we call pattern recognition. So I always talk about pattern recognition and everything. So it was broken using pattern recognition and the statistic. Kan, boleh tengok kan, faham kan?
Faham.
Kan? Dia ada lah, dia satu phrase tu that they keep repeating. Macam ni kan huruf A kan. So inside the film there is one phrase that will keep repeating. Macam kita kalau hantar message Assalamualaikum, it's always Assalamualaikum kan. So dia hanya perlu encrypt Assalamualaikum tu je, alright. So that they will get. Okay, people always start with Assalamualaikum. Let me try to encrypt Assalamualaikum, right? Let's say that macam ni kan, I always put Assalamualaikum. They just need to find out the first letter tu kan, Assalamualaikum tu ke berapa, then they will know the code already. So boleh tengok lah, Faizal tengok lah.
Mungkin nak tengok lah, dah dengar macam best ke.
Dia bukan macam best lah, because Alan Turing is bapa komputer kan. So Alan Turing is one of the father of computer as well, right? So you of course lah, you encourage to watch this movie lah. If you want to be a programmer, Turing machine and everything is one of the
pelakon Dr. Strange tu lagi best.
I tak reti nak agent nama dia. Benedict kan sebab tu I ni Keira Knightley, sebab itu yang ni Keira Knightley.
Pirates of the Caribbean tu saya tahu.
Pirates of the Caribbean ni Enigma Code yang dia cerita ni, dalam ni pun dia cerita Enigma Code. So that's the dia. So kalau siapa yang berminat security, you can watch. Someone can watch this video, right? But I also encourage you to watch this movie as well. I tak tahu tu best, bukanlah. I macam saja main-main. If I'm not mistaken, Imitation Game ni kan, dia keluar tahun yang sama dengan Theory of Everything. Kan, that's what it is. It is 2014. Both are the same year. Macam cakap awal. I tengok ni, I tengok Theory of Everything. Theory of Everything ni pasal pasal Stephen Hawking kan. So good lah. The same year you have two movies about science. But the one that, and then orang cakap Theory of Everything lagi best kan. But I think because Imitation Game is close to programmer hard kan, you faham je problem everything. So that's why I rasa macam ni lagi best. Okay, so that's explanation about SOC. Alright, that's macam panjang cerita tapi nak cerita pasal ni lah, best cerita best. Itulah kadang-kadang sometimes you learn things not only from code kan, sometimes you learn things from watching films, watching videos, apa Big Bang Theory kan. Big Bang Theory tu banyak tau terms. Wait, let me see. Sometimes benefits sorry apa Sheldon Fitch Penny like a monkey reinforcement learning where reinforcement it was reinforcement teach Penny like a monkey this one.
Your idea is waiting to be seen. Put it all on display with a beautiful...
That it's fine. Is you.
Hey, my...
For your advice, Bert. Oh,
Sorry, this one. Sheldon Fitch Penny.
Silicon Valley tengok saya.
Tiga hari tak tengok. Oh, this one. So yang this one, alright, this one dia tengok lah. So kadang-kadang I tengok benda-benda ni kan macam dia ni. So this is reinforcement learning, alright. Kalau yang ni kan reinforcement learning. So reinforcement learning ni actually is a theory as well. So you tengok cerita ni reinforcement learning ni is actually in theory in AI, alright. So AI ni dia banyak pakai reinforcement learning. So nampak benda-benda bodoh je, right? So whatever that they show you on Big Bang Theory, some this episode lama dah tau. Alright, is actually one of the things on how AI works. So kadang-kadang kita tengok movie cerita ni mana, and then ni dia macam mana apa? Reinforcement ni what we call learning from mistakes or learning from mistakes. So dalam AI, for example, kalau you buat AI apa Pathfinder in bukan artificial intelligence pathfinding. Ni pathfinding ni.
Welcome to this video on
pathfinding. Alright,
So in this first episode we're going
you macam have this kind of maze or something. Alright, they try to find. So you use AI to find a way how to get to the end. Kalau macam ni kan. So you have this kind of games. You have apa? Macam you ada game. Game macam ni kan.
Before we look at the...
And then you want using AI to find what's the shortest path to go to the end, for example. So this thing is called pathfinding. Dari pathfinding ni, what macam mana nak guna pathfinding is using reinforcement learning. Alright. So reinforcement learning ni actually is being explained in Big Bang Theory using this using this joke. So kadang-kadang kita tengok pun benda-benda ni kadang-kadang dia berkait lah. Some of it is you will see it in theory, they explain in a funny way.
Real life.
Live lah. Kadang-kadang nak cakap, kadang saya gelak sorang-sorang kan sebab saya faham orang tak faham kan. Dengan saya gelak sorang-sorang. Ada one was it ni kot. Sheldon love Ubuntu. Ini I tengok rasa macam I seorang je gelak. Orang lain tak gelak kan. Semua orang tak faham dia apa. Orang tak faham Linux kan. Saya seorang je faham Linux. Sometimes saya joke-joke yang dia buat tu berapat lah dengan the programming and everything. Okay, so that's banyak iklan hari ni. Banyak video, banyak iklan. So that's that's the first part. Alright, that's the first part. I think I will add one more thing, which is this one. Alright, add a pre-save. Add this one. Alright, add this password. Edit user.js to add verified password method. So this one we add it at the end. So somewhere over here, user.verify password. Sorry, user schema dot method user schema dot methods dot verify password equals to function password cb decrypt dot compare password with this dot password function error is match. So if error, return cb error, if not cb null is match. Okay, kita tambah satu lagi. After this, we've done with this the blue slide. We will go to the black slide after this. Tambah satu lagi, but there is no way for you to verify it correctly or not. But once you are done with this one, we will go to the black slide. Okay, abang saya ambil air sekejap lagi. Kita continue with the black. Boleh tak ya? Okay, so that's about it, but I cannot verify yet. Okay, next part is we going to this slide. Last time I buat latihan biru tu dulu and then I buat latihan hitam, so that's why at the beginning you have everything. But I think at one time I just combine these two exercises. So this page you can skip, right? We just go directly to this flow, right? This flow. This one I just want to show the picture, right? You only need to look at this picture if you want. I just want to show you this picture, right? So we focus on this picture, and then this is basically what we are trying to do, right? This is how actually authentication works, login works. This is how normally login works. So a browser, a client, a website, or an app, right, will log in and it will send username and password. Right, so a user will log in from a website or an app and it will send username and password. So there will be a checking if username and password is correct or not. If the username and password is correct, it will return what we call a token, right? There will be a secret code that will be written, a token. We call it a token, right? So sekarang, so now it's not really correct lah, right? Because at the moment, just now, if you try your register just now, your login just now, you see successfully login. But what they will really send is actually they will send something that we call a token, a JWT token. What is JWT? It stands for JSON Web Tokens, right? So basically, it's a standard. Right, this is how it looks like. It's an encrypted things. Right, it's an encrypted things that's going to be returned. But from these encrypted things, they can get information about the user who log in, the token expiry, etc. Right, the user who log in and the token expiry.
Sir, token ni store dalam browser lah?
Token ni kita store dalam browser ataupun local storage ataupun cookie. That's when normally we store.
Sir.
So once yang ini I rasa next week. Kan nanti besok lah. Alright, besok you akan start buat React.js. When you do React.js, we will implement the token lah, right? When we do React.js, we will implement the token. So once you have the token, for subsequent requests, you don't need to send username and password anymore. You will only need to send the token. Right, you will send the token on the header. If the token is valid, then you will get whatever that you call from the API. If not, you will get something that is called unauthorized 403. Right? Unauthorized 403. Kalau you ingat the first week when we do API, we learned about browser code, we learn about code. So 403 means unauthorized. Nanti kita akan buat ni lah, So any questions for this one? Alright, so this is the picture for information, but I explain it inside the slide as well. Right, so inside the slide, I describe it, I explain it. Like here lah, right? Okay, client make a request once by sending their login credential and password. So server validate the credential, and if everything is right, it returns to the client a JSON with a token that encodes data from a user logged into the system. Client, after receiving this token, can store it the way it wants, whether via local storage, cookie, or other client-side storage mechanism. every time the client access a route that requires authentication, it will only send this token to the API to authenticate and release consumption data. Server always validate this token to allow or block a customer request. So you bayangkan or you imagine your Facebook or your Maybank to you or your anything Facebook ke Maybank to you or something. So once you log in, kan you log in sekali je, alright? You only log in one time, right? Because once you log in, you send the username and password. Facebook API will send a token, alright? And then somewhere inside the cookie, inside the local storage, you store that token. And then next time you don't need to log in anymore, alright? Because the token has been stored. Sama juga dengan Maybank to you as well, right? So from one page to one page. But what happened on Maybank to you? In Maybank to you or in other bank application, what happened normally after 5 minutes?
Dia auto log out.
Auto log out. Because in the token, there are two things that I mentioned just now. You can set the user and also the expiry date. Lepas ni you akan tengok lah, you can set the token for 5 minutes or you can set the token forever. Facebook tu dia adalah, Facebook tu might be forever, right? Unless you change the password, then the token die. Alright, but Maybank to you, they always set it to 5 minutes. So that's what we set in the token. I tak tulis kat sini, but normally that's what they set. User information and also the expiry date. Alright, this one is done. I cuba ingat ya. I think after this you will need to do npm install passport. So you are going to use passport to manage the authentication. Right, so you're going to use passport. Passport is a library to manage the authentication. Inside passport, whatever that I explained to you is what we call passport using JWT. So you have passport using JWT. So selain passport, apart from passport with JWT, you have passport with Facebook, you have passport with GitHub. So let's say that you want to do GitHub login, or you want to do Facebook login, or you want to do Twitter login, Spotify login. The way is different. The one that I'm explaining to you is using JWT mechanism, but there are other way to do it as well. So I went to awal lah, we are using passport JWT. So first you do npm install passport, npm install passport JWT, and if I'm not mistaken, we need JSON web token as well. Where I buat dulu, and then once I confirm, yang last ni I tak sure. Okay, the last pun betul lah. So once done, then this is what you need. So you need these 3 additional library to manage the flow that I mentioned just now. Okay, you can start with that first. Okay. So once that's done, I will start with this one. So create a file config.js. Right, we start with page 8 terusnya. So create a file config.js, and inside this file config.js, you will save the following information. So module.exports. Secret, I think secret je, database tak payah, database tak perlu. So this could be anything. This is secret. This could be anything, right? If you tak tahu semicolon tu boleh ke tak, right? You can just it could be anything, right? So this is what we call encryption key. The secret there is what we call encryption key. What is encryption key? Alright, what is encryption key? Dia kebalik pada. That's why I said the Caesar cipher is very important. Because when I come to this part, alright, I will always refer back to Caesar cipher. Alright, macam hari tu when I explaining to you, alright, dia lebih kurang macam ni lah. So if I know that some of you might have basic mathematics. About this normally is inside mathematics. Kalau mathematics, they call it it's under function punya topik at maths kan. So you have fx here, right? Fx function, right? You don't know what the function is. The function normally is something that you need, and then normally they will always say input jadi input dekat sini, right? And then you have another input here, and then you have another output here. Okay, so kalau macam ni, alright, let's see. So this is a password kan, password. Alright, and then another input also is the key kan. So kalau saya cipher, the key might be 3, right? The key might be 3. And then this is the output lah, right? The output might be P, right? P, QRS, QRS, A, B, C, D, S, TUV, right? W, XYZ, O, PQR, R, STU, D, EFG, right? So this might be so this is the input. This is what we call the input, right? This is the function. This is the output, all right? So in this case, all right, so the password might be password, but the key, right? The key is this one. This is what we call the key. This is what we call the key. This is the then this one. Yeah, I don't know whatever it is, right? So that's it's using the same principle. It's using the same. This is the basics of encryption. You have something that transform this plus this and become this. Okay, so that's the functionality of the secret key here. Caesar cipher tu ialah asas, right? If I don't teach you Caesar cipher in module 1, when I arrive at this part, it's going to be very difficult.
Boleh sir.
Boleh?
Boleh.
Okay, next is sebenarnya benda ni semua dalam slide, but I just need to tell you which page it goes next. Next is this one. Alright, you're going to create a new file that is called auth.js. So you're going to create a new file. That file is called auth.js. So today punya latihan banyak ikut slide je, because but you know so var jw3 strategy equals, jadi salin je. So create a new file, then salin je 2 page ni, right? Salin je 2 page ni. After this I will explain. So equal to require passport JWT dot strategy and then var extract JW3 equals to require passport JWT dot extract JWT. So var user equals to require user.js. It's okay. And then I will have var config equals to require config.js. Var passport equals to require passport. So var params equals to secret or key. So this one is config.secret. Alright, this is the one that we defined just now. And then JWT from request extract JWT dot from AUTH header as bearer token open close bracket semicolon. So module dot exports equals to function var strategy equals to new JWT strategy params function payload done. So user dot find one payload dot id function air user if air return done air false if user so done dot return done null user and then else done null false. Click bracket akan ikut ni. Alright ni. Passport dot use strategy and then return initialize function return passport dot initialize comma authenticate function return passport dot authenticate JWT. Alright, session false curly bracket curly bracket. Alright, just make sure that tak ada issue dulu. Alright, just make sure that there is no issue first. After you copy correctly these two, alright, after you copy these two, dia kena ubah dekat sini. But this one we will do together later. Right. So 5 more minutes maybe. Right, 9.40. I will go to the next page. Okay, 2 minit lagi ya, 2 minit lagi. Okay, so next one, jadi lain sikit ya. So change the login or authenticate to Follows. So this one, you go back to your index.js. So change login to Follows. Okay, jangan kena sikit ya. Check if password match. So dia dekat sini ya. Check if password match is this part. Right, check. I should add a comma here. So check if password matches. Right, so this is check if password matches. So you have to understand this code properly. Alright, so the function check if password matches is here, but we will replace this. Right, we will replace this with this part. Right, so with this thing. So user compare password. Alright, compare password is actually verify password. Right, it's coming from yesterday. Apa? The blue slide. The blue slide is called verify password. I'm sorry for the confusion of the naming. Sebab tadi sepatutnya kan, as I mentioned kan, separuh latihan biru, separuh latihan hitam. So the compare password in our case is actually verify password. So user.verify password. Alright, rec.body.password. Function error is match. So if is match and there is no error, I will create a token. Alright, so var token equals to jwt sign user dot to JSON and then config, enter config dot secret, and then this is the expiry date that I mentioned just now kan, ada apa, expires in ni yang dah. If you want it to be 10800 dah bagi 60 bagi 60, I think it's 60 seconds, 60 minit, 1 jam kot ni. Calculator. Tiga jam. 3 jam. Okay, so and then once I do that, rest.json success equals to true, token, right, token equals to jwt space plus token, else rest.send success. Where was it? Rest. Where's my thing? Alamak. Kadang-kadang jadi macam ni kan. Okay, time. So rest.json success through token jwt plus token token else rest.send success false message authentication failed password wrong. Okay, dia tak habis lagi. Alright, there are a few imports that we need to do. The first one is for JWT. So ini ya. So yang itu tengok bawah ya. So var JWT equals to require JSON web token. So that's number one. And then user is already there. Config, right? Config also need to be imported. So var config equals to require config config pun tak apa, right? So that's the two import. I masukkan sini kejap. Alright, masukkan sini. I rasa ada satu lagi code kena buat. The next page also need to do. This one, right? So AUTH, so var AUTH equals to require AUTH, tapi dia macam ni, require AUTH like this. And then last sekali you will do somewhere at the bottom app.use auth.initialize. Okay, let me add one more line for the import. And then this is my code, alright, yang bahagian bawah ni, this one and this one which is coming from slide. If everything is okay, alright, if everything is okay, check. Oh, ada message ah. Cannot find module AUTH, got an error message. I think it's my import. Require right, /AUTH. Ini hari tu soalan wali kan, apa beza AUTH and apa with / and without no /. Right, so / is is whatever that is in our file. Without / is everything that we do at npm install. That's a module. So once I do that, I log in using the second user. Alright, I cannot log in using the one that I do before encryption. Kalau buat yang semua encryption takkan jadi. You have to do with the user that you register after we did the encryption punya exercise just now. Alright, so the encrypted user. Ni ada error ni. User.toJSON is not a function. User.toJSON is not a function. Ni kadang-kadang ni silap kau. Let me check back. User.toJSON is not a function. ToJSON huruf besar, kena huruf besar. ToJSON. Okay, one more time. Postman, present. Alright, I should get something like this. Alright, I should get something like this. You should get something like that. Okay, boleh try sampai pukul 10. Alright, let's try sampai pukul 10. Let me know if you have any problem. Last kali, we will protect some of our API. Right, we will protect some of our API.
Sir.
Yes. Mana ni kan?
App.use tu kan?
Cuma masa you import ni jaga-jaga, import ni dia ada bracket. Ini lain sikit you kena ikut ini. Import dia berbracket. Okay, try lah 5 minit lagi. Kawan something. Okay. Jadi dah ni. Siapa-siapa yang cuba jadi. So the idea is you should have this the idea is you should have this.
Jadi sir.
Jadi So
Saya
what?
projek yang bahagian import tu.
Bahagian import turun ke?
Yang atas, yang kat atas kan?
Ni this one. Okay. So kalau once done, the last part is for you to protect. Habis Oh, this one. All right. For you to protect the URL. So that's the last thing, right? So for example, what does it mean? It means that inside your code, you will check all the URL. You will check all the URL. So let's say that you want to say, okay, only login user can add review, right? Maybe you want to do that. Only login user can add review. So this one, router.route, all right, this is adding review. You will do router.route post. I said that, I want to protect this URL. So I will do here lah, right? So auth.authenticate. All right, auth.authenticate. I want only login user to be able to add review. Right, auth.authenticate. So maybe add new place. All right, maybe add new place. Maybe I want add new place. I only want login user to be able to add new place. So router.places auth.authenticate. So try this.
So boleh saya share screen sekejap?
Boleh?
App crash. Ini error dia.
Module the export 920 auth.js
920.
auth.js auth.js itu file lain tu, file auth.js file auth.js
Ini
line 20 JWT require a secret key. Naik atas config.secret, naik atas tu kosong ke O tu? Tu O tau, bukan kosong. Secret or key. Kosong. O besar. O besar. Okay, save. Tu kot. Cuba balik.
cuba apa?
Cuba balik.
Yang kat Postman.
Kat Postman.
Ini.
Tengok apa error.
Ya, saya try balik yang lain. Ke API login.
Ada error ke? Cuba tengok dekat ni dia tulis apa? User.toJSON. Ni sama juga JSON huruf besar
Nah, dekat file mana sih?
Dekat index.js.
JSON yang
toJSON, user.toJSON dekat after login. Dia dekat apa? Dekat login. Login. Tu ada tulis tu line 244.
Baik, semua huruf besar.
SON huruf besar. Okay, try. Tu dapat kan? Tu atas. Boat tu ni atas. Benda Allah tu ni atas. Tu bukan ni Yang apa? Tu ni atas. Naik atas. Naik sikit. Keram juga. Atas tu. Ni atas.
Ni.
Ni atas. Ni atas.
Okay.
Itu rumah. Okay.
Alright.
Pasuk wrong Okay. Okay, so last kali is to protect the route. Alright, protect the route. So this one aut.authenticate. Ni apa? Add new places login.api/places. So you cari balik. You look for your previous API. So you look for your previous API. Localhost/API. Tak ingatlah kena cari. Localhost/API/places/post. Alright. Ini dia buat rec.body.name. So yang ini I buatlah contohnya Istanbul kan, baru balik Istanbul. Istanbul. So this one I will do description. Alright. Sekarang ni apa? Best time to go since Turkish lira is low, 2 kali ganda. Saya cerita kan saya cakap balik ni rindu makan Lays RM3. Aduh, cakap last time ngajar you all, kalian ingat
Untung lah.
oi. Sedih tak ada Lays RM3. Alright, categories itu saya rasa kita ni kategori.
List yang besar tu rasa.
List yang besar tu kan RM3. Aduh, sedih tu. Banyaklah. Cerita kan buah dia pun kalau tak convert pun lagi murah anggur dia. RM6 kan 1 kilo. 6 lira 1 liro. Bukan RM6, 6 lira 1 kilo. Kategori ni hari tu I think hari tu kita kosongkan benda ni, dia tak berapa jadi. Historical something. And then jadi image URL kosongkan dulu Image URL kosongkan dulu image https test.com. Alright, so if I do this, I press send. Alright, jangan tulis unauthorized. Alright, if I do this, I press send, it will say unauthorized. Alright, so that's because I already protected this API. Alright, because I already protected this API, that's why it becomes unauthorized. So what I need to do is Mana yang sejarah? History, right? What I need to do is I log in. After I log in, I will get a token. After I get the token, I copy the token and then I go back to this API that I want to call. Go to header, tambah authorization, bearer, place, and then paste the token. Authorization, bearer, place the token. Ni sepatutnya kena ada something. Rec.login is not a function. Nanti kita tengok ya. So ini problem I ni. Rec.login is not a function. Ni mana ni Kejap ya. So let me share with you how to test first. I rasa ada kod silap satu lagi. So this is how you should test on your Postman. And then I go to authenticate. I rasa salah ni ke authenticate. Authenticate. Rec.login is not a function. Rec.login is not. Mana satu salah unit tu. App.unit traceable before. Ni kat mana ni Where was it? App.use passport initialize. Let me check back. Mana yang salah ni? App.use AUtation ke passport initialize Sekejap ya. Let me check back. Betul kan dalam slide macam AUtation initialize kan? Dalam slide. Let me try back where I did it wrong. Ni yang susah kalau salah. I track back. AUTH app.use AUTH initialize. Ini betul. It will call this function that is here. So yang ini return passport initialize. Cuba balik ya sekali lagi. I will try. Okay. Rec.login is not a function. Tadi ini JWT dah betul. Cuma yang tak betulnya yang ini sahaja. JWT strategy success. Mana ni? So this from authenticate function return passport to either JW session false. Check back the code dekat sini. Authenticate initialize authenticate function return passport authenticate JWT session false. False. Mana ni tak pernah dapat pula benda ni. Okay, saya rasa masalah yang sama ni. Okay, tengok balik ya. Bearer betul. And then JWT bukan bearer, JWT kot. JWT bukan tak? Bukan. Correct, bearer. Betul. Sekejap. Extract JWT from so somewhere kan ya. From AUTK header as bearer token ni betul juga. Bearer authorization betul, bearer token betul. Okay, kalau I tak letak so something is already wrong here. I rasa places tadi. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. I must. auth.authenticate, so router.post places auth.authenticate. Rasa maybe cubalah, mana tahu. Okay, bukan, it's not that. It's not that. Okay, it's not a function. Some more, this one is bukan I punya code ni. This one is dia punya code. Sebab tu sakit hati sikit. No, sikit I cannot find it easily. Secret key to JWT workers from header. Okay. Okay, something is wrong here. Okay, at least I know. Here. Payload. Nampak tak? I see that payload.id. Ke dalam kod tu ni kot? Dalam kod tu I tertinggal underscore kot. Sorry. Maybe I yang salah. Did I miss underscore dalam ni? So payload.id. So user find one payload.id. So tengok balik. I want to see back the code. User.filean betul ni, payload.id. Did I put curly bracket? Dalam kod dah betul. ID equals to payload.id. Console.log error, console.log user first. Dapat ni. Okay. If error return done, error false. Silap salin ni sampai. So, if error return done, error false. If user done null user, else done null false. Betul lah ni. Console.log here, console.log here. Ada apa? Where did I get wrong? Lama ni kita cari korang. Console.log here. It does not goes in there. Sorry. Console.log here. So it goes here, it return done now. So nothing is wrong with this part of the code. And then return console.log here. Okay, tak apa. I will not waste your time anymore. So what I'm going to do is I will take this offline, and then benda ni dah betul, but it's just like one line of code, and then most probably because of the version change, because this slide was created. But the last time I did this class, which is like 4 months ago, it was working. Right, so maybe there are two things lah. Either I terbuat one tiny mistake which I don't see. So that's number one. Jadi I nak kembali balik ke kod asal. Or number two, alright, there is a change of version. So if there is a change of version, I just need to find the updated version of code. Let me do that offline. Kalau tak, nanti you pening kepala I cari. Tomorrow I update you, or later I update you. Tomorrow I update you. I think I want to check it right away. And then tomorrow we'll do React.js. When we do React.js, after 3 or 4 weeks, 3 or 4 classes, we will call the API that we created.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, tak ada soalan ya? Ada soalan?
Sir, kiranya sekarang ni kita belum generate lagi API key lah
API key dah dapat. API key tu inilah. Kan, bila you login, kan? Bila login tadi, so sekurang-kurangnya sampai sini, inilah generate API key tu. Alright, inilah generate API key tu. The JWT. Alright. Sekarang ni yang tak dapat ialah untuk verify JWT code ni betul ke tak. That's the only part that's missing. Yang ada perubahan. But this is generating the API key, which is inside this part, dekat login tadi kan, dekat login, dekat sini lah. Dekat login, dekat sini. Dekat login tadi. Alright, so dekat login tadi kat sini.
Okay.
So sekarang yang tak jadi tu ialah apa, to verify the thing is correct or not. This one also, kalau you pergi dekat jwt.io tadi, right, jwt.io, and then you pastekan, you tengok kan betul ke tak, kenapa lah, oh the username is this one, bila dia expiry semua dia ada, right, so dia ada information. Maknanya JWTI ni betul lah, right, maknanya JWTI ni betul. Okay, any question? Wali?